Welcome to your channel name. Are you sitting on a hidden treasure? Imagine turning a simple quarter into $1 million fortune overnight. Today we're diving into the truth behind the so-called rare and valuable bicentennial Washington. Quarters are they really worth a fortune or just a myth? Stay tuned as we uncover which coins could make you rich and how to spot genuine treasures in your pocket change. Don't miss this. Your next coin might be worth thousands. Let's get started. Welcome to your channel name. Are you sitting on a hidden treasure? Imagine turning a simple quarter into $1 million fortune overnight. Today we're diving into the truth behind the so-called rare and valuable bicentennial Washington. Quarters are they really worth a fortune or just a myth? Stay tuned as we uncover which coins could make you rich and how to spot genuine treasures in your pocket change. Don't miss this. Your next coin might be worth thousands. Let's get started. Welcome to your channel name. Are you sitting on a hidden treasure? Imagine turning a simple quarter into $1 million. There is no such thing as a bicentennial quarter from 1969 with a P mint mark. The bicentennial Washington quarter was only minted in 1975 and 1976 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of American independence. These special quarters have a dual date, 1776 to 1976, on the obverse, and feature a colonial drummer design on the reverse, created by Jack L.R. If you have a 1969 quarter, it is simply a standard Washington quarter and not part of the bicentennial series. The 1969 Washington quarter, important. Facts: the 1969 Washington quarter was part of the copper-nickel-clad era, which began in 1965 when the U.S. Mint removed silver from quarters due to rising silver prices. The 1969 quarter was struck in Philadelphia P, Denver D, and San Francisco S. However, only the Denver and San Francisco mints had mint marks, while quarters from Philadelphia do not have a P mint mark. The P mint mark wasn't added to Philadelphia quarters until 1980. Is a 1969 quarter valuable? Most 1969 quarters are only worth face value 25 cents because they were minted in large numbers. However, rare varieties, mint errors, and high-grade examples can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Rare and valuable 1969 quarter error sum. 1969 quarters have minting errors that make them more valuable to collectors. Here are the most important ones. 1. 1969 doubled die-obverse DDO era. Some 1969 quarters show doubling in the inscriptions, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust. These can be worth $100 to $500 or more, depending on severity too. 1969 off-center strikes. If a 1969 quarter was struck off-center with part of the design missing, it can be worth $50 to $300 plus, depending on how misaligned it is. 3. 1969 clipped planchet era. If part of the coin's edge is missing due to a minting error, it may be worth $50 to $150.40. 1969 quarters struck on the wrong planchet. Some 1969 quarters were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for dimes, nickels, or even foreign coins. These errors can sell for $1,000 to $5,000 plus, depending on rarity. 5. High-grade 1969 quarters, MS-67 or higher. Most 1969 quarters were heavily circulated, making high-quality MS-67 or higher coins rare. A top-grade 1969 quarter can sell for $1,000 plus at auction. How to identify a valuable 1969 quarter? Look for doubling. Check Liberty and In God We Trust. For a double image, check for errors: off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and wrong planchet errors can add value. Examine the condition. The fewer scratches and marks, the more valuable it is. Estimated value of a 1969 quarter: circulated condition, 25 cents, $1 MS-65, mint state, $5, $20 MS-67, or higher. $200, $1,000 plus rare errors, $100, $5,000 depending on type. $1 million myths. Separating fact from fiction, there are no known 1969 quarters worth millions of dollars. Claims that these coins can make you a billionaire overnight are false. The most valuable coins in history, such as the 1933 double eagle or the 1794 flowing hair dollar, have sold for millions, but no regular 1969 quarter has reached that level. How to authenticate your 1969 quarter if you believe you have a rare or a valuable 1969 quarter? Send it to a professional grading service such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company. These experts can certify its authenticity and condition, which can significantly increase its market value. Final thoughts: the 1969 Washington quarter is not a bicentennial coin and will not make you a billionaire. However, certain error coins, doubled dies, and high-grade specimens can be worth thousands. If you're serious about coin collecting, focus on rare errors, silver coins, and professionally graded high-condition specimens. Always authenticate valuable coins before selling them to avoid scams and low-ball offers. There is no such thing as a bicentennial Washington quarter minted in 1988. The official bicentennial quarters were produced exclusively in 1975 and 1976 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of American independence. These coins are identified by their dual date, 1776 to 1976, on the obverse and the distinctive colonial drummer design on the reverse. It's created by artist Jack L.R. No bicentennial quarters were minted in 1988 or any other year outside that commemorative period. If you have a quarter from 1988 with a P mint mark, it is part of the standard Washington quarter series. The 1988 P Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint with over 562 million coins produced. This makes it a common coin in circulation. It features the traditional design by John Flanagan, with George Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse in circulated condition. The 1988 P quarter typically holds face value 25 cents. Due to its large mintage and common availability, however, certain conditions and rare errors can raise its value significantly. Valuable 1988 P quarter varieties and errors. While the 1988 P quarter is not inherently rare, some notable minting errors and exceptional conditions can make it valuable. 1. Double die error. Small number of 1988 P quarters may exhibit doubling on the date, lettering, or design details. These errors, especially in uncirculated condition, can be worth $50 to $200 or more. 2. Off-center strikes. Coins struck significantly off-center, with missing portions of the design, can command prices between $100 to $500, depending on the degree of the error. 3. Clipped planchette error. Coin with a portion of the metal blank clipped during minting can be valued at $50 to $150, depending on the size and shape of the clip. 4. Struck on wrong planchette. Occasionally a quarter may be struck on a blank intended for a different coin, such as a nickel or dime. These rare errors can be worth $500 to $1,000 or more. 5. High-grade specimens MS67 or higher, while common in lower grades. A 1988 P quarter graded MS67 or higher is considerably rare. In pristine condition, such coins can fetch $200 to $800 at auction. Value of a standard 1988 P Washington quarter circulated condition, 25 cents. $2 Ms. minus 65 mint state, $5. $2.15 Ms. minus 67 or higher, $200 to $800. Rare errors can reach values exceeding $1,000 in extreme cases. Common myths and misleading claims. Some online claims suggest that 1988 P quarters are worth millions of dollars, but these are highly exaggerated. No verified auction records or trusted coin experts have confirmed any 1988 P Washington quarter reaching such extreme values. Coins that achieve seven-figure prices are typically rare historical pieces, like the 1794 flowing hair dollar, 1933 double eagle, or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel. How to identify valuable 1988 P quarters? If you believe your 1988 P quarter could be rare or valuable, follow these steps. Inspect for possible error details. For example, doubling, off-center strikes, etc. Check the coins. Luster, surface quality, strike details. Coins in mint condition are significantly more valuable. Weigh the coin. An authentic quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. Coins that deviate may indicate a planchet error. For confirmation, have your coin professionally authenticated by PCGS or NGC, which specialize in coin grading and certification. Conclusion: the 1988p Washington quarter is not a bicentennial coin, and it does not hold million-dollar value unless it features a highly unusual mint error or is in a top-tier grade. While well-preserved and error coins can attract serious collectors, claims of overnight millionaire status from common quarters are typically unfounded. For genuine coin treasures, focus on authentic rarities, certified error coins, and mint state. Specimens verified by professional grading services. There is no such thing as a bicentennial quarter dollar from 1967 with a P mint mark. The bicentennial Washington quarter was issued only in 1975 and 1976, featuring the dual date 1776 to 1976 to celebrate America's 200th birthday. These special coins were part of a commemorative series with a colonial drummer design on the reverse. If your quarter says 1967, it is a standard Washington quarter, not part of the bicentennial series, and by default, not worth millions unless it has rare mint errors or is in pristine condition. 1. Understanding the 1967 quarter's origins. The 1967 Washington quarter was minted during a time of change. From 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks from coins in an attempt to deter hoarding, as the nation transitioned from silver coins to copper-nickel-clad ones. So even though you may think you have a P mint mark quarter from 1967, officially no coins carried a mint mark that year. All 1967 quarters were produced without mint marks, even if they were minted in Philadelphia too. Composition and common features. The 1967 quarter is made of cupronickel, 75% copper, and 25% nickel-clad over a pure copper core. It weighs 5.67 grams and does not contain silver. This makes it common and typically not valuable in circulated condition. It features the standard Washington bust on the obverse and the eagle design on the reverse. Unlike the unique bicentennial drummer boy design. Point 3. Why people confuse it with a bicentennial coin. The confusion stems from the idea that any older quarter may be part of the 1976 bicentennial issue. But again, only quarters dated 1776 to 1976 are bicentennial coins. If your coin has the date 1967 and shows the eagle reverse, it is definitely not part of the bicentennial release. That said, certain error coins from 1967 can be very valuable. That's where the real treasure lies. Point 4. Rare and valuable errors from 1967. There are 1967 quarters with rare minting errors that make them highly collectible. Off-center strikes, double die obverses, clipped planchettes, or coins struck on the wrong metal planchettes are especially valuable. For example, a 1967 quarter mistakenly struck on a silver planchette or a foreign coin. Planchette could be worth $5,000 or more at auction. 5. High-grade 1967 quarters in general. Circulated 1967 quarters aren't worth much more than face value. However, in mint state condition, especially graded MS-67 or higher by PCGS or NGCS, they can fetch $200 to $2,000, depending on demand and rarity. Full strike details, no visible wear, and original luster dramatically increase value. 6. Special mint sets and SMS varieties. Since the U.S. Mint didn't produce regular proof sets in 1967, it released special mint sets SMS instead. These coins were better struck than circulation coins and have sharper details and satin-like finishes. Some 1967 SMS quarters display cameo or deep cameo contrasts, which are especially prized by collectors and can sell for hundreds of dollars. Especially in high-grade 7. Authentication and market value. If you believe your 1967 quarter is special whether due to an error, unusual weight, or pristine condition, it's a good idea to have it authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC. Professionally graded coins carry more weight in the collector's market and often sell for much higher prices at auctions. Buyers trust third-party grading far more than self-assessment. 8. Final verdict. No. Billionaire quarters, here despite online rumors and clickbait claims. No known 1967 quarter has sold for millions. Most are still only worth 25 cents. That said, rare error coins and SMS varieties in high grade can be worth a few hundred to a few $1,000s, which is still a nice surprise if you find one in your collection. Always do your research weigh and examine your coin and consider grading if it looks exceptional. Would you like help writing a YouTube script around this topic to attract views with an engaging but honest approach? Alright, let's dive straight into it. First, there is no official bicentennial Washington quarter from 1965 with a P mint mark. The bicentennial quarters were only produced for 1776 to 1976 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of American independence. However, 1965 quarters are still very interesting, especially in rare error forms or high-grade examples, and some can indeed be very valuable if properly identified. Here's the full detailed breakdown for you. -1, 1965 Washington quarter, the transition year in 1965. The U.S. Mint made a major change, switching from 90% silver quarters to a copper nickel clad composition due to rising silver prices. Therefore, the 1965 quarters were the first regular coins made with the clad layers instead of silver. This transition makes 1965 quarters historically important, and certain extremely rare mistakes during this changeover, like silver planchets being used accidentally, create quarters worth big money too. Why 1965 quarters are confused with bicentennial quarters? Some people confuse 1965 quarters with bicentennial ones because both eras were moments of national significance. However, bicentennial quarters have a special dual date, 1776, and the drummer boy reverse design. A regular 1965 quarter does not have any special bicentennial features. Misunderstandings online sometimes cause 1965 quarters to be wrongly hyped as bicentennial. But serious collectors know the difference. 3. 1965 error quarters that are truly valuable. Real excitement lies in error coins from 1965. A small number of 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchettes intended for 1964 coins. If you have a 1965 quarter that weighs about 6.25 grams instead of the typical 5.67 grams for clad quarters, it might be a rare silver error. Some confirmed examples have sold at auction for $7,000 to over $10,000, depending on condition. 4. No mint marks in 1965 quarters. It's also important to know there are no mint marks on 1965 quarters, not even a P, to discourage coin hoarding. During the coin shortage of the mid-1960s, the mint temporarily stopped putting mint marks on coins. This lasted from 1965 through 1967. So, any 1965 quarter with AP is either fake or altered. Authentic 1965 quarters simply have no mint mark at all. 5. Condition is key. The $1 million myth there. Are myths circulating that a 1965 quarter could make you a billionaire overnight? In truth, a regular 1965 quarter, even an uncirculated condition, is usually worth between $1 and $15. However, if you have a perfectly preserved, rare, mint-era 1965 quarter, it could be worth thousands, not millions. The very top end of the market sees gem quality, or affected coins going to auction houses like Heritage, K Auctions, and bringing big money. 6. Valuable 1965 quarters. How to spot them if you suspect your 1965 quarter might be special. Start by checking its weight. Standard clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. Use a precise scale. Listen to the sound when dropped. Silver coins have a high-pitched ring, while clad coins make a duller sound. Also, check for unusual features, like a broad strike, double die errors, or off-center strikes. Any of these mistakes can drastically boost a coin's value. 7. How the coin market treats 1965 quarters today, because many people saved 1965 quarters. they are not rare in general circulation. However, rare varieties, especially silver planchet errors, are highly sought after today by collectors. With inflation and rising silver and collectible coin demand, coins from transitional years like 1965 are gaining more attention, making now a very good time to get your 1965 quarters professionally evaluated if you believe you have a special one. 8. Conclusion. Your 1965 quarter might still be a hidden treasure event, though 1965 quarters are not bicentennial coins and won't make you a billionaire. They can still hold surprising value if they are an error variety or extremely high grade. Always check the weight, study the strike details carefully, and if in doubt, get your coin certified by a professional grading service. Never spend your 1965 quarters blindly. A simple 25-cent piece could turn into thousands with just the right features. Would you also like me to create a catchy YouTube intro for this topic to help you engage your audience instantly? It'll make your video even more powerful. Would you like that?